Let's do it to it.
From the Queen City studio.
With the Deacon live.
Right now. Ready? Yes.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, is the gay agenda getting stronger in your favorite shows? Another edition of Am I the Asshole? New servers, new videos, and new newness here at the station. What does that mean for you? And also, your meat is touching my meat. What are you doing there? Welcome back to Deacon Live, guys. My name's the Deacon. Give us a call here at the station at any time at 407-448-8800. Take us live at any time at the Queen City studio located in Marshville, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. How are you? Are you ready? Are you excited? You know why? Because in a couple more days, you're going to see these faces start showing up at your door that you haven't seen in how long? Since maybe Easter, since little Tommy and Marie had their little baby. But yeah, Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Are you guys, what do you do traditionally? I don't see anyone doing the fried turkey. I mean, that was a big thing for a while. Don't see that going on anymore on the old Facebook page. Don't see anything special. I see a bunch of new recipes that, you know, Tasty or Delish or all those other little quick videos that they do. You know, they want you to try this and try that. We're going to make a new dish. I think it's a jalapeno popper cheese dip of some sort. So we're going to try that and let you know how that goes. But what do you guys all ready for family come over? You got everything all cleaned up? You got everything shoved into the one closet that no one goes into? You got everything thrown in the garage or out there somewhere just so people have a place to sit, breaking out the lawn chairs, you know. You got the air. That's one thing. You know, sometimes people come from out of town and they stay at your house. And, you know, do you have enough bedroom space? You know, some people, you know, 2 or 3 couples, you know, couples have gotten married this past year, you know, and you're like, well, you know, now Tommy's bringing over Mary, you know, they got married and they have a little kid, so they're going to need their own room. So that kicks out the youngins that aren't staying in that room. So you got to get your air mattress out and you got to blow the air mattress up and, you know, jump on it, make sure there's no holes or leaks in it anywhere, but you know, it's right around the corner. So everyone get ready for, you know, clean the house and get everything ready. And here at the station, we actually, speaking of cleaning the house, we cleaned up here a little bit in the studio. So if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, and I got to figure out what camera's what, I think that one, I don't know, I have to look and see what camera I'm supposed to be looking at now. But we've done some rearranging here in the station. And you can go to YouTube, search for Deacon Live, and subscribe and become a member of that section of the Deacon Live podcast. And you say, well, Deacon, why did you straighten up the studio for me for Thanksgiving? Yeah, well, sort of Thanksgiving. For those of you just tuning in or just catching us on your podcatchers, we're on iHeart, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn. I looked the other day, and I think I counted almost 50 different platforms that picks up the Deacon Live podcast, which is great. It's great. It gets our message out there, if it's a message, if anything. If we can just entertain you for 60 minutes, you know, more power to you, and thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading us. But for the most part, the computer, what we do here at Deacon Live, we have a live streaming radio broadcast. And what that means is if you go to ProphetRadio.com, you hear music. And when I say music, it's a mixture of 80% rock and roll, new rock, old rocks, B-sides, stuff you haven't heard in a long time, and country music's mixed in there with it. The good country, you know, not the crap that they're playing today. You can't even distinguish between, you know, it being pop or country. It's pop country, so it'd be Puntry. Something like that. I don't know. There's a word out there for it. And then there's a little bit of R&B and a little bit of old school rap and a little bit of new school rap in there. But for the most part, it's, you know, 80% rock and roll. Not like rock and roll is such an outdated statement, but just rock music. Hard, loud, fast, guitars, all that. Anyways, so we were running almost at the glass is almost spilling over, you know, half full, half empty. No, the glass was almost spilling over. And when the glass would spill over, I'd lose a lot of stuff. I don't know if you guys could tell in the past couple podcasts, if you're listening, the audio it's like what I call a digital skip. All of a sudden, and then I would continue on talking. Well, that's what happens when the radio station is running, broadcasting 24/7 at ProphetRadio. We start recording the live video feed, and then we record the podcast all at the same time. Well, the computer it's got to break. It's got to shift its power somewhere, or shift its work engine somewhere. So it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I've got to do something. So my IT guy, Dan, called him up. You guys have seen him before on past podcasts. He came over. We went through everything, decided on purchasing new towers. So we've got 3 new servers. And what does that mean for you? Well, that means that the broadcast will be a little bit more, the ProphetRadio broadcast will be almost completely uninterrupted, other than like doing just an initial data or update, which takes about 30 seconds to do. But it allows Deacon Live to be its total separate entity. Instead of everyone living in one house, one tower, we've now got 3 different towers taking on the burden of doing this podcast and doing the old radio thing at the same time. So have I bored you yet? Have you clicked off? You're like, fuck this guy, let's go on to something else. I want to get back to Thanksgiving. Now, my wife and I, we've been doing the whole 30 diet. I don't know if you guys, and everyone's like, here we go. It's a conspiracy theory as far as, I haven't talked about that in a while. The conspiracy theories as far as the holidays and the way they're spread out. Now, here we go. We're getting into Thanksgiving, and I think they said the average meal calorie intake is like something stupid, like 4,800 calories. And that's fine, 4,800 calories. But then, you're eating it like 3 times that day. So, you have your main sit down, then you have your snacks later on, and then your late night snacks later on until the turkey's gone. We do a full white breast. We do 2 white breasts. What? There's nothing racist about that. We don't like the dark meat. We don't like the dark meat here at the Deacon household. It's oily. I don't know. It's not. Guy I used to work with loved the dark meat. Old radio friend of mine, he loved the dark meat. He's like, man, give me all that all day long. And I'm like, okay, there you go. You can have it. Take it home with you. But the white meat, so we'll do 2 breasts. Now, of course, we have a family coming up here. And when I say family, it's her sister-in-law and her 3 nieces. So it's going to be me and 5 women. Let's see, her. I got to do math here. Hold on. It's my wife, her sister-in-law, 3 nieces. So, 5 women and myself here. So I'm a little bit outnumbered. So you bet your ass I'll be sitting down by the big old fire pit here on the French, and probably cutting down a couple trees and logs and stuff, and making a big fire out there and drink a beer and just having at it. But so we're having them come up here, and they're getting older, and one's like driving up and then flying out the next day, like bright and early or something. Some weird, the kids are in college, the kids are in high school, they got cheerleading practice, training, I don't know. But I'm gonna be I'm the only manly man in the house, and so we're having Thanksgiving here, and leftover turkeys. I'm gonna have a bunch of leftover turkey. I'm simple. I want turkey, mashed potatoes, peas. Early peas or corn, doesn't matter. And then fresh baked rolls. That's all I want. I don't care about the other stuff. You guys have at it. That's all I want. Those 3-4 items, whatever I just said there, and lots of gravy, lots and lots of gravy. And that's it. That's all I want. I'm good. I could eat that. Boom. Happy Thanksgiving. Handshake, back out to the fire. And, we haven't really heard a whole lot of stink. I mean, everyone's focus, and not political, not religious, but I'm just going to touch on just a small little thing here. No one's really focused on anything to complain about Thanksgiving. No one's really complained about Thanksgiving and giving you something to be pissed off about. Everyone's focusing on the old impeachment thing. Now, I'm not going to get into the old impeachment thing. Just let the guy do his thing, and as long as I can start my car in the morning and do my normal errands in the morning, I don't care. We put him there, let him do his thing. But no one has really stirred up anything as far as, Thanksgiving's bad, we shouldn't do this, or I don't know. No one's really made a hot point about Thanksgiving this year. Do you remember last year? What happened? You don't? Well, when we come back from this break, we're going to get into that a little bit more, and where are we now with that? So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. I hope that sounds okay. Looks kind of bloody. Ready? Welcome back to Deacon Live. My name is the Deacon. Give us a call here at the station anytime at 407-448-8800. Text us live at any time in the Queen City studio, located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I'm out there. Usually it's reposting of stuff that I've already done on Twitter and not on Twitter, on YouTube and Facebook and stuff. Instagram, Instagram is more of my own personal friends and family. I'll take pictures of stuff that I've cooked, and so I'm out there. So you can search for Deacon Live over on Instagram as well. It's not as exciting as the other stuff that we get into. Now, getting into the weather's changing, by the way, and you know what I'm seeing here. And for those of you who don't know, we have an 800 square foot fully functioning studio here on the French, and it sits. We have a big long staircase that comes up to above our 3-car garage. I know, baller. And it's fully insulated, the walls are finished, outlets, mic ports, headphone ports, everything you would think about with a live studio. We could have a band sitting back over there, but it's about 800 square feet, AC, heat, good to go. Now, one thing, because we are on the French and we are out in the sticks, ladybugs. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but ladybugs start not swarming, but where they start collecting like on corners of the building and stuff, because they're anticipating a cold winter, and they find a little crack in the roof or the eave somewhere, and what they do is they crawl and they actually sleep in your insulation. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh my God, that's gross, that's bad, but it's actually good, because during the wintertime, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I see one ladybug crawling across the ceiling here. Hi, little guy. And but they nest in your insulation, which is good, because ladybugs do what? They eat mites. They eat small stuff. They eat, the little things that you don't know that you have in the house, and they're good for you. So I know the weather's going to get cold here soon, because I start seeing the ladybugs kind of crawling around and finding their warm spot for the winter. So now, a spot for the winter. We were talking about hot topics, and nothing's really happened with this Thanksgiving. But you know what? I don't know if this camera angle is going to work, because I'm always looking this way. So we'll have to deal with that on another episode. But remember the whole all right. Do you remember the whole peanuts thing? The whole Franklin was sitting on one side of the table for the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and everyone, for whatever reason, got upset and said, oh, that's racist, that's racist. Hold on, let me try switching screens and see how this works. How does this work? Does it look good? Oh my God, it looks so professional. But yeah, here, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, so here's the thing, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, a viewer is upset because they think this scene right here is racist. Now, we talked about it last year at this time, and everyone was freaking out. I mean, this thing alone has gotten over 18,000. Hold on, where's it at? 16,000 shares, almost 17,000 shares, because Franklin is sitting on one side of the table at the Charlie Brown's. I almost said Christmas, Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Nothing. Zippo. What happened to it? No one. I'm sure that's going to play this year. I know it's going to play this year. They already said that they were going to play the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. But no one has said a single thing. Everyone was all up in arms, and here's a couple of tweets from last year. This is not watching Charlie Brown Thanksgiving anymore until they sit some people on the same side of the table as Franklin, and it's Vic Damone Jr. and he's got like the Black Panther, or the the fight the power fist, black fist in the air. And then that got over 1,000 some odd tweets. Here's another one. Here's the one that I wanted to talk about. So this one by Yessam, Yessam, says, I am woke. Now, why is Franklin in the Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving sitting all by himself at the table? Man, things I did not notice as a child. Now, this person who tweeted is a black man. Now, here's the thing. It's things that he did not notice as a child. So, my question is, so when did he notice? When did someone tell him that that was wrong? And why did they tell him that that was wrong? Because as a child, the innocence of a child, you see, let me go back to the picture so you guys can see it as well. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids sitting at the table, and they've got popcorn and ice cream and stuff because that's all the kids, all the kids they had, or all the stuff that the kids had for Thanksgiving. But a child does not see that. The innocence of a child does not see that. So, the racism or the lack of compassion for this is taught. It's kind of, I just saw that and it kind of sparked a little with me, and I was just like, I don't know. I mean, I would look at that and not say anything, but someone always likes to pull the funny. Someone always likes to point out the thing, and that was the thing that was pointed out last year. This year, not one iota, not one peep, not anything at all in your Facebook feed, on the news. People are still outraged. They're, boycotting Peanuts and Charlie Brown. No, guess what? It's still playing this year, and nobody cares. I say nobody cares, but, nobody's pitching a fit about it this year. Why? Because nothing's going to happen. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to change anything. They're not going to... I don't know if they're going to cut the scene, but for the most part, there they go. I mean, there's a lot of scene cutting stuff. I guess the new Disney, what's the Disney Plus? They're playing the whole entire collection of Mickey Mouse and all the whole Disney collection. And some of the stuff in the old days was kind of, I mean, there's the Song of the South, which is, racism in the whole entire United States of Georgia. But that's what Disney did at the time. And I think they have like a little scroller or a little note before these are actual events or was written during a time that the time was written in blah, 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 blah. And these are, history things. Now, you're ready for your Thanksgiving dinner and you're... You ready for this? Here's my impression. Hold on. I got to figure out what I have to say. You're sitting around the Thanksgiving dinner table the other day. That's my Letterkenny. I'm so pissed off about Letterkenny, the season 7. So far, it's horrible. I've watched 4 episodes. I'm ready to just throw in a towel. Everything else was good. Letterkenny, if you're out there, watch it. I think it's on Hulu or something like that. But one of our most beloved games. Now, I don't know what people do. I don't know what your family does during Thanksgiving. Usually we just kind of sit around and munch and drink beer and do all that stuff. Now, have you gotten your 99 can case from Quebec, Ontario? Speaking of Letterkenny, you have to go up there. You still got some time to go grab that 99 can case of I don't know why it's not 100, but 99 can case of beer. And sit around and drink. That's still available out there. But do you guys play games, or is everyone just literally nose down into their phones, into their tablets, into whatever that they're doing that the kids are doing these days, Always. Now, one game... I always thought of this game as either a game that you played when you were babysitting. Not that I was ever babysat, but you always see in movies and shows and stuff. The young girl before the phone, everyone's got a phone, would play this game, and also campfire games. Or sitting around a campfire, not necessarily sitting around the campfire, but in the tent. The 2 oldest or the 3 oldest kids go off under the age of 13 because they still think it's cool or to camp with mom and dad. They would play this game. Now, I don't think this is necessary, but I think the sales of this, it's a card game. It's a card game that deals with colors and deals with It's a Spanish word for the card game. And when we come back, I'm going to get into how they're changing it up because they don't want to offend anyone. Give me a fucking break, please. They don't want to offend anyone, but yet they do. It's a backhanded slap somewhere. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to I have switch screens. Welcome back to listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Give us a call here at the station at any time at 407-448-8800. And if you're watching this on the YouTube, phone call came in. I'm like, no. For whatever, I still have the local phone number from Florida, so I always get Spanish sales call. You think regular sales calls are bad, to sell you insurance and stuff? I get the ones, but they're in Spanish, and they're always pre-recorded. What the hell is this? Oh, I'm watching the camera, I'm like, what is this thing in the way? And another way you guys can get a hold of us, if you're listening to this podcast later on, you can actually go to the Be Heard section, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio. At the very bottom of the page is a little blue bar. It says Be Heard. Click on that. You can comment on anything that we've talked about on past podcasts, or if you just want to ask me a stupid question, you can also email me, deacon@prophetradio.com, and if you do that and include your address, I'll send you some free swag. Now, one thing, so we were talking about, I know I'm going to get into the card game. You probably figured it out already, but I'll get into the card game here in a minute. So we were talking about updating some of the servers and stuff. Now, what happened, what I was unaware of, because you think, when you update stuff, everything is going to stay the same. You don't have to worry about, remembering anything like passwords. Yeah, this camera really has to go this way. Anyways, so one thing you really don't have to worry about is passwords. So frantically, I have been going through and trying to remember all my passwords for everything. When I say my password for everything, one of the things that I can't get back into because I don't remember, and I use an email. You ready? I use an email from an old radio station that I worked at, and I have, of course, no access to that email. That's my Facebook page. My Facebook page on my main server here in the studio. I can get it on my phone. Anywhere else where I haven't wiped the whole entire thing clean yet. But for the most part, I can't get on the Facebook page. And you click send the code. Of course, it sends the code to a place that I can't get a hold of anymore. And I'm like, oh, so how do I get? So I'm a little upset. I'm a little nervous that but as long as I was a little nervous, so I looked on YouTube and found a video that says, as long as you're signed in somewhere, you still have hope. And I'm like, okay, so the only place I'm really signed in to is my phone. So heaven forbid my phone goes down, I am screwed. My wife has more patience than I do. She said she's going to come up here to the studio a little bit later and help me figure it out, because she knows all that stuff. I'm just the guy who pushes buttons, and that's about it. That's all I do. I'm a simple button pusher. So back to the card game. So have you figured it out? Yeah. So here we go. So for those dreading the the unconscious and conscious political discussions that you might have during your family gatherings this holiday, Mattel is offering a new version of their classic game to keep things fun. Fun? Uno, nonpartisan, removes Jesus, what a faux pas that is. Oh, removes Get those black cards out of here. We don't want those nonpartisan. No, what they've done is they've removed the red and the blue cards from the deck to avoid any... Honey, where's all the white cards? Oh, my God. So they've removed the red and the blue cards from the deck to avoid any association with Democrat or Republicans. Because when I think Uno, I think, well, give me all the red cards, you know? No, you play Uno like you play Crazy Eights. Or what's the other game? There's another game out there like Crazy Eights where you have to match the suits and stuff. But I mean, for the most part, nobody looks at Uno and goes, you know, there's red cards in there and there's blue cards in there. And I think there's more red cards than blue cards. Yeah, there's also green and yellow cards in there as well. So here's my question for you. Oh, by the way, they're also putting in a special card called Veto that can be used instead of the skip. Now, so they're pulling out the red and blue cards because they don't want to be political, but yet they're putting a card that actually has a veto on it, just in case, someone starts talking about politics, you can throw the veto card at them. I guess. I don't know. So, I mean, are people getting stressed out? Everything was going fine. The turkey was great. The stuffing turned out well. And then Uncle Tommy, fucking Tommy's getting a bad name today. Uncle Tommy comes over with that whore Maria and their new out-of-wedlock child. And they started playing Uno with, little Kimmy and Michael. And, Uncle Tommy, he's a diehard red. He's a red state. And he just collected those cards and would not let little Michael have any of the red cards. But that's okay. There's plenty of black cards to go around. But they say that, 38% of people that they interviewed, so there's probably 100, so 38 of them, says, their stress levels increase during the holiday season. Well, it's not necessarily because of Uno. No, it's because of everything else that's going around. So I guess Uno's just taking it. They're just trying to get their name in the paper. That's all they're trying to do. That's all they're trying to do. Just get their little name in the paper and say, hey, don't forget about us. We don't want to be political or anything. The name is a Spanish word for one. So Uno, one. Here we go. No red cards, no blue cards. So if they pull the red and blue cards out, what do they replace them with? If you put the, what other organizations or what other, I guess organizations of colored cards are they going to put in? Like, for example, yellow cards. If you have a yellow ribbon around your tree, you have you've got a family member in the active service or in the war or something like that, right? I think so. And then you get into orange. What's orange? Home Depot is the only thing I can think of. But another one that if you put purple in there, I know purple is used with autism. I know purple is used with the LGBT community, and we'll get into them here in just 1 second. Get to those fellas over there at the LGBT community. But what other color card? You put pink. Well, that's cancer awareness. Nobody's against that. But then there's hot pink, and hot pink means inflammatory. I think active. You literally have cancer. At the moment, I guess. I don't know. I was reading all the different colors, and my brain just went, and I just zoned out. You put some white cards in there. I'm sorry. It's horrible. It's horrible. So yeah, Uno's replacing the cards, and I gotta fix this. Hold on. Servers, you and me. Now I talked about the LGBT community here a little bit ago. New show that's out there on the old Facebook, not the Facebook. Sorry, the old Netflix. You guys still watching Netflix? You guys still have excuse me. You guys still have all your subscriptions and everything? And isn't the subscription thing kind of like what we were fighting for many, many years ago? I just want to pay for certain channels. It only took 30 years for that to happen because what is it? HBO Go. Here comes Disney Plus now. You've got Hulu, which is owned by I think Viacom or something like that. So you get all the Fox shows, you get all the Comedy Central shows. Netflix, they just They're their own entity. They just buy shit and make their own. Yo, you don't want to sell me you don't want to sell me your show? God, we'll go and make our own. But they're doing great with that. They're doing great. One of the shows that they're making right now is a Netflix original. It's called Daybreak. Daybreak. Well, I saw the commercial for it. I saw the trailer, and I was like, well, my wife's not going to like this one. It's about zombies. It's about apocalypse. Not necessarily zombies, but the apocalypse, and it's kind of set like a high school teenage movie, like the 80s movies where the kids are the smartest ones in town. I'm going to play this video, and this is the trailer for Daybreak.
Hey bros, what does the golf team do to those who crash our party?
Take another fucking step and you're dead.
Well, fuck you, loser! Is this what you were trying to do?
I was trying to cut it clean off. It was gonna be rad. That's me, Josh, and I've got a killer origin story. It's got fights, drama,
Josh, this is Sam.
and love.
You're challenging, Josh Wheeler, and I do like a challenge.
But then, this happened.
Kaboom!
So what's life like during the apocalypse?
It's awesome. There's no rules left because adults turn into what we call ghoulies.
Now, there's a lot of, for those 90s and 80s babies that are out there, there's a lot of nods back to those type movies. Like they call all the adults that have turned into these ravaged people Goonies. Of course, Goonies. There's also little snippets of, Matthew Broderick actually plays the principal. And he was famous for, I know, Project X with the monkeys. No, he was famous for Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and ironically now he's playing the principal. You know, they do flashbacks, so he's playing the principal before like the apocalypse and stuff. But there's a lot of homages to Ferris Bueller's Day Off in the dialogue that they have and the scenes that they shoot. So it's kind of fun. If you're really a big 80s movies fan, if you watch it, it's kind of fun to watch. And then it starts getting a little different. I'm like going, wait a minute.
The world is backwards. I just fit in way better now.
Sure, there are still jocks, nerds, and cheerleaders, but I have everything I ever wanted.
But it's not about having cool shit. It's about being cool as shit. Wesley Fists. I'm on a path to redemption. We are free. We can do anything. I couldn't pull off those pants. No, you cannot.
So this is Daybreak, and this is on Netflix right now. This is the first season, and I'm watching it, and I don't. All right, here we go. Spoiler alert! If you don't want to know what happens, I mean, it starts about. I'm gonna spoil it. I'm sorry, not the whole thing, just the way that the path of the movie or the series goes. So halfway through, all of a sudden, it's this huge. I mean, huge. Like the whole thing's like, okay, we have to find, we're fighting against all these different clans, the jocks and the cheerleaders and the nerds and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, everyone's gay. Everyone's gay. Everyone's gay. Everyone's just like, well, not everyone, but like two of the main characters, just like from out of nowhere, just say, oh, by the way, I love you. And they just start like man kissing each other. And I'm like going, whoa, wait a minute. I don't think I saw that in the trailer. So, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was just kind of taken back that this was kind of like, and if you're watching the show, they get really, really PC. Like they have the gender neutral homecoming king and queen, and they're very, very, they're like walking that line almost to where they're pushing the line as far as everyone's got to be equal, everyone's got to be this, everyone's got to be, gender neutral, everyone's got to be, and it starts taking off. It's interesting how they do it, but it's like you kind of look at it and you're watching it for a while and you're like going, all right, I got it. All right, everyone's the same, everyone's equal, everyone's good, I got it. But it's like an agenda. It's like the gay, everyone says about the gay agenda. And that's what's happening. It's not that they're saying we're right, but for the most part, it got really, really off topic. I mean, it literally got off to, love is love. I got it. Everyone, I understand. Love is love. But there's, I wasn't expecting it. If I was to watch it or knew in the trailer that, hey, there might be, it's like a warning. Do they have to put a warning? Yeah, they have to put a warning up there for nudity and strong adult content. They might have to come up with a new warning for personal beliefs may contain same-sex relationships. On the old, was it the PG-13 or the MA for mature audiences? That would fall under the mature audiences. Now, here's something, since the... I'm laughing because I know what's going on. So, since 2018, actually... Since 2018, and everyone, since love is love and everyone's able to marry each other and all the things that go with that, it opens the door up for what we're seeing a little bit more. Art imitates life. And I've noticed that there's a lot more of, same-sex people, LGBT. Orange is the New Black is a prime example. When I first started watching it, I just was watching it and stuff and then realized that the main character, no spoiler alert here, everyone's seen the first season of Orange is the New Black. I'm not giving anything away. If you haven't seen it, it's been out for over a year, fair game. So the lead actress actually falls in love or is in love with this other girl, the girl from that 70s show. And then there is a transgender person, which I could not, I forget the person's name. Forgive me, I'm not up on this person's name. But she's the hairdresser, and she is a man. She is, plumbing and all, but recognizes or establishes herself as a female. And I'm looking, I'm like going, I think that's a man. Like the first season when all this was all new to us normies. Are we normies? I guess we're normies. And I'm watching it, and I'm like going, God, that's a dude. That's a dude. And so, but they're I don't want to say they're creeping in, but TV shows are recognizing, art imitates life, that there are more LGBTQ people in our TV shows, in our movies, and just in entertainment alone. Now, granted, most of the entertainment, especially in high school and plays and stuff, they're mostly gay anyways. But I mean, actual characters is what I should say. Actual characters, not people. The actual characters are increasing, and they've actually increased from 8.8% all the way up to about 10.2% right now in 2019, going into the next season. There's more characters being written as the LGBTQ lettuce, bacon, tomato community is hey, that's pretty good. Lettuce, green, bacon, tomato, guac. Oh, that doesn't work. Damn it. Anyways, so be aware. Those people out there. I mean, no, there. Here come the texts. Be aware that you're going to see a lot more in the upcoming shows and stuff, especially Hulu, especially like I said, these pay per subscription fee stuff. You're going to see a lot more because they have a lot more that they can do with that, which is fine. It's great. But for the most part, yeah, that's what's happening. And regular TV, and everyone's asking yourself, like regular live terrestrial TV, I guess, I don't know. You can see them rebooting all these shows. You know why? Because people that were born in the 60s and 70s can't connect at all with these new shows that are coming out with these gay characters. So if you figure they got a new Magnum out there, Spanish guy, I liked him. He was a good is a good actor. I saw him in a couple other movies and stuff. He was I think he was in Swim Fan. Was he in Swim Fan? Gay. And then they're redoing. There's a couple other shows they're bringing back. I think I saw the other day. Not Will. Well, they brought Will and Grace back, but that's something different. The Just Shoot Me. I think they're bringing that one back. But they're bringing a lot of these old shows or revamping these old shows. Because I think that generation, that if you're born in the 60s and 70s and maybe, late 70s, you're just not connecting with with the new subscription fee that's out there. When we come back, you know what? Am I the asshole? And I want you to ask me or tell me if I'm the asshole. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live. I'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Make sure you become a members only or join the members only section of Prophet Radio. And what happens there is we get a lot of calls, what I call bad calls here to the station. And not your calls, just like I was telling you a minute ago, we had a Spanish telemarketer, and I'm like, I don't understand you. But I like to keep them on phone as long as I possibly can and mess with them and see what I can do and make them hopefully just, contemplate their job and their life choices and stuff. And they're funny because a lot of them are Indian guys, and I'm like going, hey, you just sent me $100 the other day. And they're like, I'm ready. And I'm like, yeah. So that's bad calls. And the way you do that is go to ProphetRadio.com, click on the members only section, small little fee, sign up for that. And you can enjoy, I think there's over 60 or 70 different phone calls. There's also different levels. There's behind the scenes videos that we have here. The YouTube channel is free, of course, to everyone, but there's a lot of background stuff that happens here, special guests that come in, and also some naughty pictures of me. No, I'm just kidding. Unless there are, I don't know. I can't get them on my Facebook page. That's so annoying. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I must have tried for 2 hours straight to get in that stupid thing, and this account and that account. It was just making me. I was so frustrated, but there might be nude pictures of me out there somewhere. I don't know. Who knows? And for those of you that are in a workplace and you got a job, tattoos. A lot of places don't allow tattoos. I know Disney World does not allow tattoos. They were real strict. Disney World, I don't know about Disneyland, but living in Florida, Disney World was really, really strict about their haircuts. It was a long time before you could actually have a mustache at any given time. You couldn't have anything pierced outside of, girls could have one hoop earring no larger than 1 inch in diameter hanging from each ear. But a lot of things have changed. Chrysler, we talked about the green hair that looks like you've been swimming in a high chlorinated pool, but that's the new fad now. One thing you do want to do is to make sure that when you buy a new top to go to your job, that your new top, when I say top for females, covers the tattoo that you got several years ago. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, make sure I got the right screen so we can get full effect here. So if you're looking at the YouTube channel, this young lady, very, very cute young lady, has she's got a very nice outfit on. She's got a bow in her hair. Her makeup's real nice and clean and neat and stuff. And she's got a pink polka dotted tank top on. And if you look in the right hand side, she said, the little in caption says, make sure that make sure the new top you bought covers your tattoo 100%. And you can see just sticking, and she's got large, huge thingies. And right here on the side, you can see the number 9, and a decimal point, and then the rest of it's covered up. And below that, it says SILIC, and then I can't tell the rest of it because it's not covered up completely. But you can guess, probably says 99.9% silicone. And so she posted this picture, and here she is. Cute girl, big old silicone boobs, and right on top of her boob, her top doesn't cover it up, says 99.9% silicone. And you can see that if you go to the YouTube channel over at Deacon Live. Now, am I an asshole? Well, some would say yes, and some would say Yes. So I'm laying in bed, and I'm, thinking about the day's activities and what's been going on, and I've been running around trying to get these servers fixed. I apologize for the last show. It was something I had to do real quick. It wasn't my best, but I just kind of had to do a podcast. I have obligations to outside providers. So I did a podcast, and that's the way it went. It was fun. Everyone, Tampa has downloaded a lot of our pack. They've stepped up. They've for the Central Florida area. Tampa's just knocked it out of the park as far as Florida and across the whole United States. We're getting places in. I don't want to mess them up. I'll look it up and I'll tell you when we come back. But I forgot. You ready for this? I forgot my mom's birthday. Now, my mom still lives in Florida. She still lives in Claremont, Florida, which is at one time rolling Orange Grove Hills. And we had a freeze in, I think it was 84, and then right behind that, or 83, and then right behind that in 86, we had another freeze. So it killed that crop completely. So what are we going to do? Well, let's build houses out there and charge people, to live out there on these orange grove or old orange grove crops. So that's what my mom and dad did. I forget what year it was, probably 2000s, early 2000s. They moved out there, had a house built from scratch, this big 4,000 square foot house, and it's only my mom and dad, one level, thank God. But, I'm like, why do you need this big old house? Well, you know why they need this big old house is because they had everyone coming over for Thanksgiving. They were all coming over for Thanksgiving at that house. So because grandparents are gone and now they're the next oldest in line, my dad being the oldest child of 3. So all the families go over there. Now, I don't go down there. It's too far for me to go down there. I got, things going on up here. But her birthday is always the first week of November. Now, if you're doing the math, first week of November, and now I'm telling you that Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Couple weeks variance in between the two of those, and actually, 2 weeks went by, and I totally forgot to call my mom on her birthday. Now let me backtrack a little bit. I know, but my mom's birthday has always been very, very hard to remember because it just falls like a willy-nilly day. There's no holiday. There's no significant event. It's your mother. That's a significant event. No, yes, it is. But, for example, my dad's birthday is the second week of June. And I remember that because in high school and junior high and all, in what do they call it? Anyways, your basic schooling, the summer was out, and I knew as soon as summer school started or summer break started, my dad's birthday was right around the corner. My uncle's birthday is at the end of that month. I know Father's Day is in June because that's, it's nice and packaged together for me. My mom's birthday, there's nothing going on. Like the end of September, nothing really going on. I mean, Memorial Day, Labor Day, or whatever. I can always get those two confused. But that's, in the middle of September. And then you kind of just look down the road and looking for Thanksgiving. My mom's birthday, I just can't remember. There's too many days in between the two. That's what it is. And I can't remember. I mean, I know what day it is, but I forgot to call her. So what do you do? What do you do when you're 2 weeks and you're the only son? I know, here we go. And you're the only son and you forgot to call your mom on her birthday. So you call, pray to God the answering machine picks up. Hey, this is what I actually said. I think I had the recording. I got to write that down. I'll put that on the, because I don't want you to, did I erase it? I think I might have. Anyways. I said, hey, it wouldn't be a surprise birthday call if I called you on your birthday. So, happy birthday. Give me a call back. Talk to you later. Bye. Well, that was, a couple days ago. Still haven't heard anything. Probably not for a while. Won't hear anything. But, yep. So, I forgot. Have you forgotten a birthday, especially a family member like that? This is where my Uncle Jim would come in. My Uncle Jim, who has, he was what they called, in the 30s and 40s. He's passed away now. he was what they call slow, but he had that Rain Man mentality. Like, he could remember all the dates of everything that happened in our whole entire family, even family members that when he was a child that I never met. He knew every single date of everything that went on in our whole entire family's life, and he would know. He would know if he was here. He'd like, hey Trav, call your mom. It's her birthday. So I blame my Uncle Jim for that. No, I don't. I blame myself. Now, another person. Here's another situation that happened. So, is this person an asshole? And this article reads, I was working for a large company, or I work for a large corporation. Last week, a new employee, Sam, started in my department. He's not my direct employee, but obviously I'm senior to him. I believe this is his first job out of college. The other morning, I said hi to him in the office. He said, and I said, how was your weekend? And I'm reading this, not verbatim, so bear with me. He looked at me with total disgust, and I asked him if he wanted to go shoot up some, as if I asked him to go shoot up heroin or something. And he said, I don't do small talk. I was taken aback by him and wasn't expecting an aggressive response from him. So I said to him, I'll keep that in mind, but you understand this is a professional work environment. Small talk happens, and you're going to have to get used to it. I acknowledged that there are been many slight sarcastic tone in my voice, but definitely did not want to say anything rude, as he was generally trying to be helpful. So I walked back to my cubicle. Now, so here's the thing. So today I got a call from my boss. Now, this is this gentleman. He tells me that Sam came to him with a complaint saying that I was forced him to make small talk. He felt he would be in trouble if he didn't participate. I was completely shocked at this because, I'm not Sam's supervisor, and yet I can't get him in trouble. My boss told me that Sam has Asperger's, and he felt offended by my comment. So I told my boss that I wasn't sure what he wanted me to say, and only giving him the appropriate and accurate professional advice that I could. Hey, this is a workplace. You're going to have to talk to people to be lighthearted. Now, my boss told me that I need to be more careful around Sam. So I was kind of, a little bit upset that I did something wrong. And I was informed, and it was putting into my actual, what they call permanent record. He was a verbal warning that he can't talk to Sam as far as making small talk and stuff. Now, do you think the guy has a gripe about that? I mean, he just said, hey, look, this is a workplace. This is going to happen. So you need to buck up and talk to me when I talk to you. And the guy's got Asperger's. Now, if you don't know what Asperger's is, it's a social awkwardness for the most part. Now, here's an update. So the bottom line is that I took Sam's rude comment the way too personally. It made me a bigger deal out of what I should have. Today, I sucked up my pride and told Sam I was sorry and to forgive me for my comment, and also because it came across threatening. He said, okay, and I'm hoping that this is the end. I have to work with the guy, and we're both on the both sides. We hope that everything's comfortable here in the office. So there you go. So this guy, new guy, got hired with Asperger's, and I guess he had a social anxiety about that. So, I mean, calling the guy, saying the guy, you need to lighten up. This is the workspace. Forgot your mom's birthday phone call. I mean, who's the asshole there? Which one out of the two of us? So there you go. You can give us a call here at the station at 407-448-8800, or go to Prophet Radio and click on the Be Heard section and give us your opinion on that. When we come back, you guys hungry yet? I know we've been talking about Thanksgiving. Well, be careful out there. And when you're out there shopping and running around and grab that quick sandwich real quick, because you could get killed. Stick around. We'll talk about that here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks. And the way you do that is to go to any of your social network events, things, and just type in Deacon Live, all one word, and you can find us on all your stuff, Instagram, Twitter, and all the stuff that connects us and makes us all cool and stuff. And speaking of being cool, I wanted to show you this little video, just to give yourself a little bit more, just a light thing. You guys fan of Led Zeppelin? Well, here, this guy filmed this video. It looks like it's if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, let me make sure I got the right screen up. Yep. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, this guy looks like one of those power yards. You've seen them on the side of the road. They're usually fenced in. It's got all the big, like, spring coils looking stuff and big metal iron stuff. So he's walking through it with his camera, and he put this little thing that he found on these pillars to music, and it's kind of funny. So listen. You ready? So he's walking up to a bird's nest. So what you're not seeing there is we'll pause it. So what you're seeing there, that he walks up on this little bird's nest that has been, they'll build bird nests in between, 2 or 3 inches of anything that's warm, and all these babies, the Robert Plant part where you're going, don't quote me on that, these 4 babies' mouths come up like they're waiting for mama to feed them, but it looks like they're singing at the same time. You ready? One more time. Take it away, birds. It's cute. It's cute. So hopefully that'll... Oh, I know. Got it. All right. Shut up. Thank you. All right. So I hope that kind of smooths us over for a little bit, and we can be friends for a little bit longer while we do this podcast. Being friends a little bit longer, be careful out there. The Popeyes chicken sandwich, is everyone over it yet? Is everyone over it? Well, this one guy, I'm not going to get into details, someone was shot and killed and stabbed over a friggin' chicken sandwich because he cut in front of a guy. Is it that bad? The whole fast food wars that are out there, and I say fast food wars, they're popping up left and right. They're trying to find out every single way to create a news story. Every branch, Popeyes is getting all this, what they say, any news is good news, good or bad is publicity. All these other companies out there are kind of getting into that same boat, or they're actually slow news stories. They're looking for ways to get their name in the paper, kind of like Uno did. McDonald's is revamping the old Happy Meal and putting actually lead toys back in their Happy Meals from the 1940s. I'm kidding. They're not lead toys. They're made from China with red dye number 5. But they're putting the old school toys back in their Happy Meals. Now, are they going to be gender specific? Who knows? Do you have a boy or a girl? They have to ask that question at the window, because back in the day, that's what you did. When you bought a Happy Meal, the cashier would ask, is it a boy or a girl? And you'd have to put the appropriate toy in there. Well, that's going to fly over. Wait for that news story to come out. Then you also have Chic Fil, the king of the chicken sandwiches, as some people would say, the holy God from grace chicken sandwich. They're out there and they're saying listen to me, listen to this. Chick-fil-A, and we all know who Chick-fil-A is and what they believe and what they stand behind. They said this week, that they were no longer donate to anti-LGBTQ any corporations that doesn't believe in the LGBTQ community. And what does that include? The Salvation Army does not believe in gay marriage, and also the FAC does not believe in them as well. So when the guys out there ringing the bells, I wonder if that's going to hurt their bottom line as far as the bell ringers during Christmas time. But Chick-fil-A says, we still believe that in the Bible, a family is a unit. They still believe that, but now they've also passed a bunch of laws and rules to help those employees that are gay, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, or queer. So Chick-fil-A's removing some of their donations to those companies that are anti those communities, because I can't say LGBTQ every time. Now, one group of people that are kind of, maybe they're getting offended. Maybe they feel left out because we haven't really heard anything from these people in a long time. And who I'm talking about is the vegans. The vegans are now being pushed aside. They used to be standing on top of a hill, meat is murder and all this other stuff. And the whole LGBT community has literally stolen their spotlight. So what do the vegan people do? They become a little bit more annoying. When I say they're annoying, come on, people. I understand. I don't eat meat. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I don't need you to tell me that you don't eat meat. It's kind of like, remember back in the day, can I get a lighter from you? You literally, out of your mouth, have to say, oh, I don't smoke. It's not the question. I just asked if you had a lighter. I don't know if you're some kind of pyrotechnic or you work for a freaking candle factory. Give me a lighter. You always hear, so vegan people, I don't eat meat. Okay, that's fine. Don't care. That's your thing. You know what I don't eat? I don't eat Brussels sprouts. I don't go around running around going, yeah, can you pass me the, I almost said toss me the salad. That's another show. That's another show on a different day. Can you pass that salad over here? Oh, I don't eat Brussels sprouts. And then the person's like, all right. So are you against sharing shit? I don't know. Well, the Burger King's taken another hit, or Burger King's one of the next companies, fast food chains that have taken this hit, or taken another hit by getting an article in a news article about something that who cares? I understand it to a certain point. I understand. It's kind of like, well, let me get into the article here, and I'll tell you my opinion on it here in just one sec. So, is the vegan burger that touches beef fat still a vegan burger? That's the whole question. That's the fast food chains grappling with the increasingly add plant-based options to their menu. Now, here's the thing. I understand. I'm a vegan. I don't want my impossible burger touching meat. All right, hold on a second. So you're walking into a place that literally says Burger King, home of the Whopper, and you're a vegan, and you see what I'm saying? Burger, whether chicken, whether it be, oh no, it's plant-based now. That's fine. So you're walking into a place that pretty much 90% of their stuff that they cook is meat or meat thereof products. And you're complaining that your Impossible Burger is touching the grill, the broiler, that the regular Whopper was cooked. How do we know the Whopper is 100% beef anyways? Isn't it kind of soy, like a soy product too? Think about that one. Oh, God damn it. So, at Burger King, for example, which has been long offering the burger from the Impossible Food menu, employee will cook the trendy patty on the same broiler as the regular burgers, chicken. So chicken and burgers are on you don't hear anything about that. The chickens and burgers being on the same thing. Hello, salmonella, cross-contamination. Nope, it's all, shove that shit right through there, Tyrone. Shove it right through and give it to that lady before she gets pissed off and kills someone for cutting in line. So now, unless you ask for your Impossible Burger to be cooked separate, they're still going to run it through the same damn thing. Now, Burger King has actually said that 90% of the people who have bought the Impossible Burger have been meat eaters, meat and eat greeters. So, but that's the thing. They just want to try it to see what it's like. Listen to me, people. Real vegans aren't going to Burger King for a goddamn hamburger. They're not going there for their daily substance. They've already got their places picked out. If you're a vegan, it's a lifestyle. They've already got these places picked out where I love to eat here and I love to eat there and I can't go there because they cook meat over there. Well, that's fine. That's your own opinion. But you're going into Burger King, the king of the hamburger. Hello, get with it. When we come back, I want to wrap up the show and let you get back to what you got to do here. My name is the Deacon. Stick around. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks and stuff. And the way you do that is go to ProphetRadio.com and click on the social. You'll see the scrolling social, what do they call it, banner right there on the front page. Click on that. Connect you to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You'll find this video here in a few minutes up on the YouTube channel. And one thing, you know what? I want to say something. I do these note sheets. I print them out very professionally. I don't know if anyone's interested. If you're watching the YouTube channel, it's got all my notes and everything that I talk about on the show, so you can follow at home. Follow along at home. I'm gonna make a big book, and at the end of the year, maybe I'll make a coffee table book with all these notes in it, because it's kind of funny. And I'm looking back at this show and seeing all the notes and everything that I wrote during the show. It's kind of funny. You can follow along and see my train of thought and stuff. And I'd like to, we are getting ready to bring on board a couple new supporters of the show. So stay tuned for that. We welcome them with open arms, and we're looking forward to working with them side by side and creating a great product for them as well. So what did we learn today? Thanksgiving's coming around. Make sure you got the air mattress blown up. Make sure you don't have any red. You know what? You should just take all the red and yellow cards out of your Uno deck and just play with the yellow and green ones, and the draw 4 and the black and white cards too. Do that. Watch out for your chicken sandwich. If you're LGBTQ, guess what? You're getting more roles left and right in the entertainment industry. Actual characters. And let's see. Am I an asshole? Well, you can tell me, or it's a toss up between me or the guy who yelled at the employee that yelled at the other employee about him having Asperger's. So I'm going to let you get back to what you got to do on behalf of everyone taking the time out to download us and subscribing to us on our YouTube channel and our podcast. My name is the Deacon, saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait, come back!
This is the end, the absolute end.
Écoute-moi.